Hello, I am Tirthalion and I am your YouTube psychic. What I've decided to do with our how-to videos is I'm going to go through this deck. This is the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. And we're going to go through all of the cards in 11. The first 11 cards, and then so we will start with the Fool, which is the first card, and then the next video we'll start with the Hanged Man, and then we'll go through the suits. So the first one we're going to do is going to be about the first 11 cards. I'm going to go through each one and I'm going to read what the book says about it. Then we're going to after we get through the entire deck, we're going to go through another deck, which will be the Spiral Tarot, which is the one that I've had for 20 years or more, and that I use the most. And then we'll compare the two, and I'll show you how in most cases all the cards in different decks mean different things. So let's go ahead and start with the Fool. Now the Fool, the book says all of this right here. That's the picture. And then of course you've got all of this. So we're only going to go over the meaning of each one. So the meaning, it says, the first Major Arcana card is an excellent illustration of someone who is following their bliss. This card often materializes in a reading when the querent is trying something new and completely different. They may be just beginning their spiritual journey or are exploring a new magical tradition or path. Perhaps they are taking on a brand new job or are considering an innovative business opportunity. The Fool encourages us to dare be more open-minded and enjoy the ride. Do not let yourself be dragged down by worries. The Fool laughingly persuades you to trust and take a chance, and not fret too much about the future. Instead, just enjoy the trip and take things one day at a time. This card is all about the proverbial leap of faith. Sure, it is possible that you might make a mistake or fall down, but hey, you can always get right back up, brush yourself off, and try again. Sometimes that is the best way to learn, by daring to do. And at the end of the day, the Fool encourages you to open to new prospects, ideas, live on the edge, think outside of the box, be confident and bold. There is a big, wide, magical world out there. Go explore it. So that's the meaning of the Fool. And when I come to interpret the card, I'm looking at the card itself, of course, and 9 times out of 10, every deck says something about a leap of faith when it comes to the Fool. That is because he's not watching where he's going, and he's walking off this cliff. Now, 10 times out of 10, out of what I've seen, the Fool has a familiar with him. And a familiar is just a fancy word for a pet. In this deck, he is just represented by a Westie. Now, the next card we'll look at is going to be the Magician. And what the book says about the Magician is, when this card appears in a reading, it is a message to tap into your own magic to find the answers you seek. Work in balance with the elements and the powers of nature to create your magic and bring about positive change. Magic is all around you, and it is everywhere in the natural world. The Magician challenges you to seek it out. Connect to this elemental energy and tap into its powers. Be confident and look within as well as without. This particular Major Arcana card is a lesson in the Hermetic principle of correspondence, which teaches us that as above, so below, as within, so without. We do exist on all planes, on the astral, spiritual, the energetic, and the physical. The magician urges you to choose the most harmonious tools and natural accessories for your magic. Use the laws of correspondence and all of the resources that you have at your disposal wisely. Now, of course, again, looking at the card, he has all the tools he needs. There's his cup, his pentacle. He has his wand in his hand. And, believe that's a dagger down there. Or a sword. But, of course, the magician uses all tools at his disposal. And make sure that things go off without a hitch. Alright, so that is card number 1. That is the Magician. The next card that we have is the Priestess. And what the book says about the Priestess. When this card appears in a reading, it often marks a time of initiation and learning. The maiden goddess is challenging you. Be wise and listen to her words of wisdom. This card is a reminder to quietly and calmly seek occult knowledge and look within. Use your intuition and trust your instincts. This is not the time to let your emotions rule you. Instead, it is an opportunity for growth and a chance to gain real insight and understanding. The High Priestess teaches you to be strong, wise, and steady. She quietly shows you that in order to attain real wisdom, you must remember to always work your magic thoughtfully and from a place of neutrality. And the High Priestess, of course, is the head person of the coven of witches. So, that's where all the knowledge comes in, and of course the intuition, because she is a woman, and she is the High Priestess, so she is using all of the power that she has at her disposal. And as far as the neutrality, you see both the realms here, and of course her familiar there. Now, that is the second card, the High Priestess. This one is the third card within the Major Arcana, and this is the Empress. Now, the Empress, what the book says about the Empress is, this is the motherhood, fertility, and power of nature card. When this card appears in a reading, it is a message from the Mother Goddess to respect the force and power of nature and the body's ability to reproduce. If the Empress card appears in a reading along with the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Cups, then it symbolizes pregnancy or that conception may be likely at this time. This card can also indicate an opportunity to bring new, creative ideas into the world. Protect and cherish the loving relationships in your life, focus on your family and your home, and enjoy the energy and excitement your children bring into your life. Birth your new ideas, embrace creativity and your own sexuality, and work joyously and respectfully within the powers of nature. Now, of course, the Empress, through most decks, indicates pregnancy. You can see her belly. She sort of has somewhat of a baby bump there. And, of course, the rabbit reproducing quite a bit. But that's basically what that means. Now, if you're reading a man or a gay guy or a gay female, what they would do, or what you would look at, or trans woman. I don't want trans person. I don't want to leave anyone out. They may be thinking of having children, but if that is not a case, what you would want to look at is they have a new idea that they're thinking about, that they're wanting to bring to the foreground. Birthing new ideas, and the like. So that is the third card, the Empress. Now the next card, this is the card number 4. This is the Emperor. And the Emperor, what the book says about the Emperor is, this card may symbolize a leader of a family or a magical group, a responsible, balanced person. Just as the Emperor is doing in this card, you should calmly survey your situation and carefully consider your options. This card may stand for your boss at work, no matter what their gender, not just a husband or father. The Emperor card will often appear in a reading when you are up for a promotion at work, about to earn a higher degree in your coven, or even if you are taking a new job with better prospects. If you find yourself standing as the head of the family or coven, and you are the peacemaker and the arbiter, it is possible that this card may represent your role within the group. It can also symbolize your leadership within a family dynamic or at your place of employment. Now that is card number 4, the Emperor. And the Emperor, basically, he has a staff with the Ankh on it, and he basically represents great masculine power, the male portion, father, husband, things of that nature. Next, we have the High Priest, which is card number 5. Now, this one isn't in my spiral deck, but it is in this one. So, let's see what this book says about this one. When this card appears in a reading, it means that there are questions that need answering and advice to be sought. Classically, this card denotes a need for legal advice or counseling. It may also indicate a course of study or furthering your education, or the need to settle disputes in a coven. But remember that the High Priest is the wise and patient counselor, an elder, and a teacher. He does not give you all the answers to your questions. Instead, he helps you figure out where to look to find your own truths. He places in your hands the keys to unlock the mysteries and to gain deeper knowledge. Then trusts that you will find the answers yourself, using the lessons he so carefully taught you. And that is card number 5, the High Priest. Next, we have card number 6, and this is the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card is pretty much standard in most, if not all, decks. So, what the book says about the Lovers. The Lovers is a card of relationships and choice. This card illustrates the power of love, desire, destiny, romance, and attraction. It celebrates challenges overcome so that two lovers can be together. The angel in this Major Arcana card may be thought of as a matchmaker, but she may also be a protective force for the couple. The angel is a symbol of destiny. She is there to show us how every choice we make can affect our future. The angel reminds us to choose wisely. And that is card number 6, the Lovers. The next card is the Chariot. This is number 7. This is a card that speaks of hard-won victories. The Chariot card is all about self-confidence, control, motivation, and the determination to succeed. Tap into your own personal power and you will see your goals manifest. Obstacles and blocks will be removed. Work magic for movement and change. When the Chariot comes roaring into a reading, it is a message to combine your magic with mental discipline and tenacity. Power comes from within. Believe in yourself, combine determination, focus, and willpower, and you will succeed. In the Major Arcana, only the Chariot, the High Priest, and the Star cards have starry skies. These cards are linked. If the High Priestess appears in a reading with the Chariot, it is a sign that victory can be obtained through wisdom. If the Star appears in a reading with the Chariot, it is a sign that victory will bring an emotional healing. Now, the 8th card, that is Strength. And Strength, the meaning in the book is gentle strength, calmness, fortitude, and quiet personal power are the themes of this card. When this card turns up in a reading, it is a reminder that brute force is not necessary in the current situation. However, the wise use of personal power, self-control, determination, and strength of character are. Sometimes the strongest thing we can do is to have confidence in ourselves and our personal power, to be strong enough to work calmly and with determination through any challenges we may face, carefully and in complete control of ourselves. Now, the next card is the Hermit, and that is card number 9. The Hermit is a card all about taking purposeful time off, standing alone and looking within. When this card appears in a reading, it is a sign that you need to take some downtime for yourself and regroup. Now is the time for vision questing, reflection, intuition, meditation, and self-development. It is time to work your magic solitarily for a while, even if you are a member of a coven. Trust in yourself and in your gut hunches, and take some personal time to see where this leads you. Let your magic light the way, no matter what challenges you are facing. Now, card number 10 is the Wheel of the Year. And this card symbolizes the magic of the 4 seasons and the energies of the Wheel of the Year. When this card turns up in a reading, it is a message to work with the energies and the cycles of nature that are currently around you, and not against them. This means rest and introspection in the winter, new beginnings, growth, and opportunities in the spring, energy, excitement, bounty, and vibrancy in the summer, and abundance and reminders to prepare, gather, and remember in the autumn. Expect there to be change, as all of life is forever transforming and growing. This card classically represents good luck, opportunity, and a fortuitous event. Now, card number 11 is Justice, and Justice is when the Justice card appears in a reading, you need to ask yourself what is out of balance and what sort of justice are you looking for. What is it that seems so unfair in your life? What actions of yours have brought you to this point? This card can represent legal matters and a possible court case. It can also symbolize a restoration of balance. It indicates fair play, honesty, harmony, and balance are coming. Situations will work themselves out. Trust and leave the dispensing of this justice in the hands of the gods. Now, that is the first 11 cards of the Major Arcana. Next Monday, we will do the next 11, starting with the Hanged Man. Now, I am Tirthalion, your YouTube psychic. If you would, please leave me a like down below and comment which of those first 11 Major Arcana cards is your favorite. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to catch the meaning of the rest of the cards. And thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.